Hey guys, Dimension Master Studios here. How y'all doing? So I'm sure as you guys know, all the way back during Season 1 of Ninjago, we learned about the prophecy of the Green Ninja. A prophecy stating that one ninja would rise above the others and become the Green Ninja, the ninja destined to defeat the Dark Lord. And during Season 1, we learned that the Green Ninja was going to be Lloyd Garmadon. However, have you ever wondered why Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja and why it wasn't any of the other original ninja or even Moro? I've seen people discuss this when it comes to the fan base, with people talking about why Lloyd became the Green Ninja, and I've seen a variety of different answers given. However, in today's video, I want to throw my hat into the ring and talk about why I feel like Lloyd specifically was the one who became the Green Ninja, and why I also feel like when it comes to the show, Lloyd's really the only one who can be the Green Ninja. So, let's get into this whole thing. Now, I've seen Ninjago fans come up with various reasons as to why Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja, with people saying stuff like it's because he's the grandson of the first Spinjitzu master, or it's because of the prophecy, or it's because he's the main character of the show, and many others. And while I don't agree with all of these, mainly the idea of Lloyd becoming the Green Ninja, mainly because he was the main character of the show, there are some ideas that I do agree with to an extent, like Lloyd becoming the Green Ninja due to him being the grandson of the first Spinjitzu master. However, I feel like the main reason why Lloyd became the Green Ninja is because of two big things that we see with Lloyd during the events of the show, and two things that we initially saw with Lloyd early on during the show that later seasons would continue doing. And so now I want to get into talking about these two things and why these are the reasons why I feel like Lloyd ultimately became the Green Ninja and why other characters didn't. So for starters, the first big thing that I want to discuss when it comes to why Lloyd became the Green Ninja is because of people having low expectations of him. This is something that was talked about by fellow Ninjago YouTuber Dexile JJ, I am very sorry if I mispronounced that name, who made a really great video discussing who should be the leader of the ninja team, Cole or Lloyd. It's a really great video and I highly recommend that you go and check it out, and I am going to be leaving a link to that video in the description of this video. But anyway, in that video, Dex made a very good point about Lloyd. During the video, Dex pointed out that when it comes to Lloyd, he is burdened by low expectations. And this is something that I do agree with, given the fact that Lloyd is the son of Lord Garmadon. Plus, not to mention, earlier on during the show, specifically during the first few episodes of Season 1, Lloyd really wanted to be like Garmadon, and for a long time, Lloyd couldn't really do anything on his own. He was just a 10-year-old kid, and that was pretty much it. And I feel like this is something that would ultimately lead to people having really low expectations of Lloyd, because they would believe that he's either just Garmadon's son, or he's just a kid who can't do anything. And this is why I feel like when it comes to Lloyd, he became the Green Ninja. It's these low expectations that people have about him, and Lloyd becoming the Green Ninja is linked into that, specifically with Lloyd overcoming those low expectations that people have about him. Remember, the idea behind the prophecy is that when it comes to the Green Ninja, they will be the one to ultimately defeat the Dark Lord. Meaning that whoever does ultimately become the Green Ninja, they're going to have to do a really big and hard thing by fighting against the Dark Lord. And so when it comes to Lloyd, this would essentially be a way for him to prove himself to everyone else, and he could show people that he's more than just Garmadon's son, and he's more than just a kid. And this is something that we see all throughout the events of Seasons 1 and 2. Again, initially, Lloyd does start off as being just a kid, as well as being Garmadon's son. However, as time goes on, Lloyd slowly begins to improve on his abilities and what he's capable of doing, to the point where by the time Season 2 comes to an end, Lloyd is finally able to unlock Golden Power, and he's ultimately able to become the Golden Ninja. And he engages in the big battle against the Overlord, meaning that the Green Ninja is facing the Dark Lord, and Lloyd is ultimately able to defeat the Overlord, thus fulfilling the prophecy of the Green Ninja. And in the process, Lloyd is able to overcome the low expectations that people would have about him, of him being just Garmadon's son and just a kid, by showing everyone that he is more than just Garmadon's son, and he can do amazing things, and he can be a hero in his own way. And so when it comes to Lloyd being the Green Ninja, it's essentially linked into the idea of Lloyd overcoming those low expectations that people would have about him. And what's interesting is that this isn't something that's just in seasons 1 and 2, because this is something that we see a lot more later on during the show. Like, for example, during season 7, after Wu is taken out of commission by the Time Punch, Lloyd ends up becoming the new leader of the ninja team, and he has to come up with a bunch of plans as to what exactly the ninja are going to do. And initially, the ninja have low expectations of Lloyd because they don't think he can be a very effective leader of the team. However, by the time season 7 comes to an end, the ninja gain a newfound respect for Lloyd, and Lloyd is finally able to overcome those low expectations that the team had about him, and he's able to prove himself as an effective leader. And this is something that we see continue on into season 8, with Lloyd remaining as the leader of the ninja team. Or during season 11, for example, where during this season, both Lloyd and Akita essentially have low expectations of each other as a result of their trust issues and them not being too sure whether or not they can truly trust one another. However, after talking to each other and figuring out a way to overcome their trust issues, eventually the two of them are once again able to overcome those low expectations that they had about each other. This is even something that we see in the Lego Ninjago movie, because during the movie, just about everyone in Ninjago has incredibly low expectations of Lloyd, given the fact that he's Garmadon's son and Garmadon continuously attacks the city. However, when it comes to Lloyd, with him being the Green Ninja, he's able to show people that he's more than just Garmadon's son and he can be someone else altogether. Again, when it comes to Lloyd being the Green Ninja, it all essentially connects back into Lloyd having to overcome low expectations that people would have about him, and Lloyd finding a way to prove himself to everyone else who would doubt him, and showing everyone that he's more than what they initially assume about him, which is something that I do think is interesting. Again, the idea of the Green Ninja title essentially being connected to Lloyd overcoming these low expectations that people would have about him. However, that's not all, because I feel like there's one other and a bigger reason as to why Lloyd became the Green Ninja. So now let's talk about the other big reason as to why I feel like Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja. And when it comes to this reason, let me ask you a question. What is the difference between Lloyd and the original 4 Ninja and Moro? When it comes to these characters, they're all connected to the Green Ninja in some way or another, with Lloyd ultimately becoming the Green Ninja. Meanwhile, the original 4 Ninja and Moro all wanted to become the Green Ninja. And again, what is the difference between these characters and Lloyd? Have you figured it out yet? Well, if you haven't, here's the answer. When it comes to the original 4 Ninja and Moro, they all wanted to become the Green Ninja. Meanwhile, Lloyd, he didn't. When it came to the original 4 Ninja and Moro, all of them wanted to become the Green Ninja in some way or another. The original 4 Ninja all wanted to become the Green Ninja after they learned about the prophecy during the first episode of Season 1. Meanwhile, when it comes to Moro, he trained really hard in order to become the Green Ninja. So when it comes to these characters, we essentially see this desire for them to ultimately become the Green Ninja, and again, this is something that they really want to happen. Take that in comparison to Lloyd, where during Season 1, Lloyd expressed no real interest in wanting to become the Green Ninja. And in fact, after Lloyd learned that he was going to be the Green Ninja, he was actually initially against the idea because he knew that if he became the Green Ninja, then he would ultimately have to fight against his own dad at some point. That was, however, until Lloyd ultimately decided to become the Green Ninja, and he accepted the responsibilities and hardship that would come along with being the Green Ninja. And I feel like that is what ultimately separates Lloyd from these other characters, and it's the big reason why Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja. It was him selflessly choosing to be the Green Ninja in comparison to these other characters who selfishly wanted to become the Green Ninja. Let me ask you a question. Why did the original 4 Ninja and Moro want to become the Green Ninja? Well, when it comes to the original 4 Ninja, I feel like it's safe to say the reason why they wanted to become the Green Ninja was essentially for bragging rights. Think about it. When the original 4 Ninja learned about the prophecy, they learned that the Green Ninja would be destined to defeat the Dark Lord, essentially meaning that when it came to the Green Ninja, they would become the most important and greatest ninja in all of Ninjago. And after hearing about this prophecy, we even saw that when it came to the original 4 Ninja, they all really wanted to become the Green Ninja, and they even held a small competition in order to see which of them would be the Green Ninja. But I feel like all of them wanted to become the Green Ninja, not because of a selfless reason like them wanting to become a better person or a better hero or a better ninja, but instead, they just wanted the title of the Green Ninja for that. The title. They wanted to be known as the greatest ninja of all time. So essentially, they just wanted to become the Green Ninja for the bragging rights that would be associated with being the Green Ninja. Essentially having a selfish reason for wanting to be the Green Ninja. And this is something that we also see with Moro. He also had a selfish reason for becoming the Green Ninja, although it wasn't for the bragging rights. But instead, I feel like when it comes to Moro, his selfish desire for becoming the Green Ninja is because he felt entitled to it. Think about it. When it comes to Moro, he put in a lot of training, work, and effort into becoming the Green Ninja. And given some other things like Moro having access to elemental powers, meanwhile the rest of Wu's students didn't, and also Wu essentially being like an adopted father to Moro, meaning it's entirely possible that Moro maybe got special treatment in comparison to Wu's other students. Plus, not to mention, I feel like it's safe to say that when it comes to Moro, he most likely has a superiority and inferiority complex. I feel like all these things essentially relate into Moro essentially feeling like he was entitled to becoming the Green Ninja. And when Destiny ultimately denied him the ability to become the Green Ninja, we saw Moro lashing out and getting really angry as a result about this. Because again, I feel like it's safe to say Moro felt entitled to becoming the Green Ninja, and when he wasn't given that ability, he got really angry as a result of this. And so when it comes to both the original 4 Ninja and Moro, again, we basically see this selfish desire to becoming the Green Ninja for one reason or another. For the original 4 Ninja, it was for the bragging rights, and when it comes to Moro, it was because he felt entitled to becoming the Green Ninja. And take this in comparison to Lloyd, who, by comparison, was not like this at all. Like I said, when it comes to Lloyd, he never expressed any real interest in wanting to become the Green Ninja, and again, he was initially against the idea of becoming the Green Ninja because he realized that by becoming the Green Ninja, he would have to fight against his own dad. However, Lloyd did still ultimately choose to become the Green Ninja, and he accepted the responsibilities and hardship that would come along with becoming the Green Ninja. So when it comes to Lloyd, there's a selfless reason for him becoming the Green Ninja, and that is him accepting the responsibilities and hardships that would go along with it, and him not wanting to become the Green Ninja, but instead choosing to become the Green Ninja and willing to go along with those responsibilities and hardships that would be associated with it. And once again, this is something that we do see with Lloyd during the earlier seasons of the show, with him going through a lot of really tough training, as well as Lloyd also having to do a lot of really hard things during the earlier seasons of the show. Stuff like him giving up his childhood during the episode Child's Play, causing him to become a teenager at the end of the episode, or him having to fight against Garmadon multiple times during the final few episodes of Season 2. Again, we have Lloyd going through some pretty tough stuff as a result of him becoming the Green Ninja, but he sticks with it no matter what because he's accepted the responsibility of being the Green Ninja and he's doing whatever he can to work through those hardships, which is something that I think is really interesting. And once again, this is also something big that we see with Lloyd in future seasons of the show. For example, during Season 4, Lloyd has to make the really tough choice of sacrificing Garmadon and sending him to the Curse Realm in order to end the Second Serpentine War, but this is something that Lloyd does ultimately do. Or during Season 10, where Lloyd is given the choice to go to the Departed Realm alongside the first Spinjitzu Master and leave all of his troubles and worries behind. However, Lloyd ultimately chooses not to do this, and instead he remains in Ninjago, and during the events of Season 11, we see Lloyd facing the trauma that he went through during the Oni trilogy head on. Or even during Dragon's Rising, where Lloyd takes on the really tough responsibility of having to lead the ninja team, despite Sensei Wu not being there and the team being scattered across the merged world. and Lloyd also taking on the really hard responsibility and duty of training Eren and Sora to be ninjas. Again, we see Lloyd having to go through a lot of hardships over the events of the show, but he keeps at it no matter what, and he doesn't give up no matter what happens. And even in scenarios where it does look like Lloyd is going to give up and he's not too sure about what he's going to do, Lloyd still finds a way to pull through in the end, because Lloyd accepted the responsibilities of being the Green Ninja, and he knows what that means. He understands that by being the Green Ninja, it wasn't going to be something that was easy, and something that was probably going to contain a lot of hardships and really tough things for him to do, but he still ultimately made the choice to become the Green Ninja and accept those hardships and accept the responsibility of what it meant. And so I feel like when it comes to Lloyd, that's essentially the big reason why he specifically became the Green Ninja. It was because of his willingness to accept the hardships associated with being the Green Ninja and what that would ultimately mean for him, and him selflessly choosing to do this instead of having a selfish desire to want to become the Green Ninja for his own personal gain, like with the original 4 Ninja or Moro. And when it comes to Lloyd becoming the Green Ninja, I feel like these 2 lines from Garmadon during the Season 5 finale perfectly sum up why Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja.
It was never the color of the key that made you who you are. It was the color of your heart. Don't give up. There comes a time when every boy must become a man. What sort of man is up to him.
And so when it comes to Lloyd, again, I think that's the big reason why he specifically became the Green Ninja. It wasn't because of a selfish desire to want to become the Green Ninja, it wasn't that, but instead it was his choice to accept the responsibility. Basically, Lloyd is the Ninjago version of Spider-Man is what I'm essentially saying here. And so, when it comes to Lloyd, again, I feel like these are ultimately the 2 big reasons as to why Lloyd became the Green Ninja and why he specifically is the Green Ninja. It's because of him having to overcome those low expectations that people either would or do have about him, and Lloyd finding a way to overcome those low expectations, and Lloyd's willingness to accept the responsibilities associated with being the Green Ninja, despite all the hardships and troubles that he would have to go through as a result of that. And again, I genuinely feel like these are the 2 big reasons as to why Lloyd specifically became the Green Ninja, and why he still is the Green Ninja to this day. Which is something that I do think is honestly pretty interesting, and I do feel like when it comes to this stuff, it honestly just makes Lloyd a really interesting character when you really think about why he specifically became the Green Ninja. And so that's pretty much all I got for you guys. So tell me down below what do you guys think. Tell me what are your guys' thoughts on why Lloyd became the Green Ninja. Again, tell me down below and I hope you guys enjoy. Later guys, this is Dimension Master Studios, signing off.